They're rushing to finish everything. So 50% of all our fatalities and injuries over the festive season are coming in these first 2 weeks.
Welcome to Bravo this beautiful Monday morning as we get ready for so much lined up as we're approaching one of the most favorite parts of the year, and that is, of course, festive season. You're listening to Adora, Mooks and Adora in the morning, and we are going to get straight into this. Now, this morning's Bravo Namibia is a teeny weeny little different than the usual ones, as you know, the National Road Safety Council has officially kicked off their annual road safety campaign, and this campaign is the hashtag Do the Right Thing and Save Lives. This campaign brings together key stakeholders in the subsector to support the campaign from different government departments, public enterprises, the private sector, civil society, and of course, faith-based organizations. And in studio this morning, we are joined by Chief Inspector Skrywer, who is Traffic Law Enforcement Directorate at NAMPOL, and Mr. Horst Heimstadt, the CEO of Namibia Road Safety Forum, to tell us more about this campaign. Good morning, gentlemen, and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. Let's get straight into it. Chief Inspector, we are very fast approaching, that is one of the favorite times of the year for all of us, and that is, of course, festive season. Now, what does law enforcement have in place when it comes to curbing, road accidents, those people who break the law or the law when using the roads?
Adora, thank you very much for having me in your studio.
Thank you very much.
This morning, at this point in time. And first off, for all, let me also greet the entire nation outside there, just to say good morning, Namibia. The Namibian police force, in its mandate, is about to launch an traffic integrated operational plan for the upcoming festive season in Swakopmund as scheduled.
Yep.
Yes. Ma'am, I would say the Traffic Law Enforcement Directorate, with its internal as well external stakeholders, is embarking on a special operation for this festive upcoming festive season. And is about to plan for that special operation.
Yeah. So law enforcement is definitely already ready and up in arms when it comes to making sure that we abide to, the road rules.
Dora, I have to say yes, because a festive season in its whole is the critical period known. And of which we definitely expecting a high volume of traffic on us national roads. As a result, definitely traffic-related offense will be captured.
Yep.
That involves road crashes, resulted into fatalities as well as serious injuries. Yeah. At this point in time.
Yeah. Mr. Heimstadt, let's quickly get to you. In terms of vulnerable road users, from your experience, who do you think are those who are highest at risk when it comes to, vulnerability?
I just want to elaborate a little bit on Chief Skrywer's thing. Is the biggest problem on the festive season starts about 2 weeks before the festive season.
Yeah.
And we think that is because the people psychologically, they are fed up, they're going on holiday, they are tired, they're not concentrating on the road anymore, they're rushing to finish everything. So 50% of all our fatalities and injuries over the festive season are coming in these first 2 weeks. Namibia starts its festive season normally the Friday before the third Sunday. The third Sunday is Africa Road Safety Day, for many people better known as the World Day of Remembrance, where we commemorate all the people which died on the roads globally, and also we thank the law enforcement, emergency services and everybody for actually doing that. When it comes to vulnerable road users, by far pedestrians are the highest number of people killed and injured on our roads. At Pedestrians are 36%. Cyclists is very small. We don't cycle much because of the safety and the comfort of the roads. That's why we don't cycle much. We do believe that we could give our people much more freedom of mobility if we had proper cycling lanes and proper walking paths. But we don't have that. So coming back to that, over the festive season, your biggest problem is speed. Speed is definitely by far overruling everything. And again, we're coming to the first 2 weeks of the festive season. When it starts, people are fed up. They're in a rush to go. I always say they're in a rush to go and watch Binne Blunders at a later stage. But this is really what we are all about. This is what we as people are all about. We're in a rush to our destination so that our holiday can start. Make it a difference. Let your holiday start the moment you get into the car. Take it cool, peaceful. A very good advice, it's much cheaper to drive the speed limit. All right. If you drive at 120 kilometers an hour and the guy comes at 140 past, you'll find him at the service station putting petrol in, and you're driving past it. So, there is no sense of the speeding. And speed, a lot of people say, but speed does not kill. Yes, speed does kill. The consequences of speed kills.
Absolutely.
But what really causes the crash is the stupidity which goes with speed. If you overtaking on white lines, overtaking when cars coming from the front, things like that.
And these are all things that we know. It's no strange to us. We are very aware of the rules, and that is why the rules are in place. Let's just quickly get into the response, to the campaign. What role does law enforcement play, and how is the public responding to this campaign, Chief Inspector?
Yeah, thank you, Adora. Like now, as we speak, the operational plan is not for a certain area to be conducted. We have got 14 regions across the board. As we are having traffic units in these specific areas, they are also already geared towards this festive season. They have already also have their plans, how they are going to utilize their resources, etc. So I would say you will not find a moment where you might miss a traffic officer along the roadway. At this point in time, as we speak, the visibility aspect is also one of the priorities, what we are going to prioritize. So you might have that interventions from a distance, let's say, for example, 50 kilometers. After 50 kilometers, you'll find definitely interventions like there might be the fixed roadblocks, road traffic checkpoints in that sense, where you might find police officers, traffic officers, and busy with speed measurement sessions and all whatever interventions you will find along the ways. Yes.
And I think it's important to also take note that equally as much as these will be in place, it means that we need to also play our part as the public. Finally, Mr. Heimstadt, let's just quickly go into the advice you have for people during the festive. Of course, you mentioned speeding, there's no point in that. First of all, it's going to use more fuel. But secondly, the most important and what we're zooming in on is causing crashes and fatalities. So just adding to that, is there any advice you have to give of, especially when driving, and what precautions should they take?
A point which people do not understand is wear seatbelt. It's a lifesaver. People tell you, yes, seatbelts hurt you. Yes, they do, but they don't kill you. That's a difference between the two. My advice to people is, if you're going on holiday, get your car sorted out now. Get your tires sorted out. Take it for a service. Make sure the car is roadworthy. Make sure that the driver has got his license on him. When you're driving from here to Katima, don't calculate that you're going to do it in 3 hours. Calculate that you're going to do 100 kilometers an hour, so it takes you 14 hours. These things, the basics, the very basics, if you keep to them, Also, when you're driving from here to Katima, stop every 2 hours. Stop for 10 minutes, walk around the car, do some push-ups, do something different than driving, because fatigue is as bad as drinking and driving. There's absolutely. Where it's coming in between law enforcement and education, I'm part of the education side. There's nobody in this country which doesn't know you shouldn't be drinking and driving, but yet they still do.
Yep.
So law enforcement is as critical to our roads than the education part. And lastly, yes, spare yourself the trauma this Christmas. Have a wonderful holiday. And I can guarantee you, a holiday with a car crash in between, that is more traumatic than anything else.
Absolutely.
Have a wonderful Christmas to everybody.
Thank you so much, Mr. Heimstadt. That is Chief Inspector. Any last words you'd like to add?
Yes, Ma'am. I think at this point in time, it's very essential and very imperative to also mention that as much as we have focus on any traffic-related offences, we also have another outstanding part, which is the warrant of arrest, which I would like to touch also, which is a continuous exercise, actually. So you might also expect the warrants of arrest that is outstanding. It might also go to your direction as one of the culprits.
Yeah.
So prior to that date of the launch or prior to the kickoff of the festive season, I would maybe rather also remind those culprits to come and solve your problem before things are getting worse. I would like also, whilst we are talking, to focus on the areas where we are going to focus, which I also think it's very important to also mention, so that the nation can also be geared for that. Fitness of vehicles. Like, for example, we are referring to the roadworthiness status of the vehicle, being in a roadworthy condition before getting onto any journey. We have got fitness of drivers at all times, as the law stipulates that you must be in possession of your driving license. Yes. Loads on vehicles, this is also a very essential part. Loads on vehicles, nowadays people are overloading vehicles to an extent that is going to result into this particular vehicle being used, maybe overturned as a result of that overloading. Yes. We have got, as Mr. Horst also have Elsie earlier alluded, non-wearing of seatbelts. We will definitely go into that. That's one of the exercises also that is so painful and worrisome. Because in an accident where you could have been avoid that being smashed out of the vehicle, that safety belt could have at least save your life. So that's why we are also very keen on that and very crucial on that. Moving violations, more especially on the roadway, ignoring road markings, overtaking on a place where you are not supposed to. Like we have a recent incident that happened where the gentleman also overtook on a burial line and caused a huge accident that have caused definitely fatalities. Yes. The last part is also domestic and stray animals on our national roads. We find all over the country, we find stray animals that are roaming around. So my message to these owners of these animals should also take note and also listening out to these messages as to keep their animals in a confined area. That's my message. Lastly, my message to the entire nation outside there is we know, and our situation in our country is very much worrisome. I'm referring to fatalities as it is escalating on a daily basis. So that you can comply with the road signs, road markings, do the right thing at the end of the day. To save lives. That's my message.
We are coming off the back of an interview that is with Chief Inspector out of Skrywer from the Traffic Law Enforcement Directorate, or as the Traffic Law Enforcement Directorate at NAMPOL, and Mr. Horst Heimstadt, the CEO of Namibia Road Safety Forum. We'll be back on the other side.